All right, getting into the dimensional analysis, and here we are kind of working on page 97, giving you kind of a background. So we've done some basic conversions, inches to feet, feet to yards, yards to mile, whatever, those kind of things. But what happens when we're talking about like area? So I'm just gonna do a basic Becky special example here on this rectangle. If we want to find the area of this rectangle, remember that area is length times width, because area talks about all of the space inside. Like if you're carpeting your living room or painting a wall, right? You're covering the entire piece, so it's area. So, right, this would be our length, here's my width. So I would find area by taking the 8 times 4, and I would get 32. But because I took inches times inches, I now have inches squared. So if I said, oh, I have an area of 32 inches squared, I wonder what that is in centimeters squared. Okay, well, think about this. Remember how we did it before. We start with what we're given, 32 inches squared over 1. And we know from page 93, which we are still going to use, that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. And we canceled stuff out, remember? But look at this. Right here, you have inches squared. That's the same as inches times inches, or there's 2 of them. So if you have this inches down here cancel out, it only cancels out with one of these. I still have one more inch I have to deal with, so I need another one of these, 1 inch and a 2.54 centimeters on top, because now this inch goes away with the other one, and I have successfully taken care of both inches. So to find this in centimeters squared, now notice centimeters times centimeters gives me centimeters squared. I multiply across on the top, and that is how I do my conversions. So you have to make sure you're paying attention to whether or not you have square inches, square yards, square feet, cubic feet, right? Because that'll tell you how many times you need to put your identity ratios in there. Okay, let's do number 1 on page 97. Okay, so we are putting new carpet in our family room, and the room measures 16 feet by 24 feet. The carpet is only in square yards. So we've got to figure out the square yards. So if you think about it, okay, so here's my living room, and it's 16 by 24. Well, let's start by finding the area of our room. So if I take 16 by 24, that will give me 384 square feet. Right? And now we can say, all right, let's change that square feet to square yards, because that's what we need, square yards, not square feet. So again, with our conversion, we start with what they give us, and in this case, we have 384 feet squared. Remember, that feet squared means there are 2. So when I do my conversion, 3 feet is 1 yard. This feet gets rid of one of them. And then when you say, okay, let's do it again, 1 yard over 3 feet, then this foot cancels out with the other one. And now I'm ready to do my math. So remember, numbers on the top you multiply, numbers on the bottom you divide. So 384 divided by 3, and rounded, we end up with 42.67 square yards. All right, let's go to number 2. All right, so we are going from square meters to square feet. So what I'm going to start with is what they give me, 60 square meters. Square feet is customary, so I'm jumping across the ocean here. And I know from page 93 that I can go from meters to yards. And I think I said this in class, I choose to have one on the bottom. So I'm going to do 1 meter is 1.09 yards. Okay, well, that meter only gets rid of one of them, so I got to do it again. 1.09 yards over 1 meter. Now those cancel out. Well, great, now I'm in yards squared. That's still not what I want. I want square feet. So now I can say, well, I know that 1 yard is 3 feet. Okay, well, that yard gets rid of this yard. Notice I still have a yard right here. So I got to do that foot one again. 3 feet over 1 yard, because now this yard will cancel out with this yard. So you got to do each thing twice. Now all of our big numbers are in the top, so we multiply straight across, and this apartment for rent in Madrid is 641.574 square feet. That seems awfully small, but you know, that's I guess that's Madrid for you, yeah? All right. Good. Let's go to page 98 and look at number 3. Okay, in part A of this problem, it's got 4 parts, but part A just says, what's the area of the truck bed? Okay, so it's 12 feet by 5 feet by 3 feet deep. So this part right here is the truck bed. So the area would be 12 by 5, which is 60 square feet. And then part B says, make that square inches. So you say, okay, I start with 60 square feet. Well, how many inches are in a foot? That's right, you say. You say 12. So 12 inches in 1 foot. So this foot cancels out one of the feet. And then we do it again. 12 inches is 1 foot. When you multiply straight across, you end up with 311,040 square inches. Now, part C and D talk about volume. So volume of in this case it's a rectangular prism, is found by taking length times width times height. Or height could also mean like the depth of the truck. So for this particular problem, we would take 12 times 5 times 3, which gives us 180 feet. How many things did we multiply together? 3, and therefore we have feet cubed. And that would lead us into part D then. If you have cubic feet and you want to change that into cubic inches, well, think about it. If you have 3 of them, 3 feet now, how many conversions are we going to need? Well, 12 inches is 1 foot. That's only 1 foot. 12 inches is 1 foot. Now we're up to 2. 12 inches is 1 foot. Now we're up to 3. So 1, 2, 3 gets rid of all 3 of these feet. Multiply straight across. Oh, I gave you the wrong number back there. This is the 311,040 inches cubed. My goodness. I hope you caught that. This is incorrect for part B. Sorry, I looked at the wrong answer on my answer key. Part B should have been 8,640 inches squared. My bad. Hope you caught that. Hope you looked at that and said, Becky, you're an idiot, because, well, right there, I was. Okay, we are now going to go to number 5. I want you to try 5 and 6 on your own, and then come back and I'll walk through the steps. But try 5 and 6 on your own right now. Okay, number 5, you built these boxes. They were 9 feet on each side, and then they were 6 inches of additional soil that you needed. So 9 by 9 feet, and then 6 inches high. So we need to find the volume, right? How much dirt do you need? Well, we have a problem in that these are in different units. So hopefully you recognize 6 inches. Well, a foot is 12 inches, so 6 inches is the same as 0.5 feet. Right, so I can find the volume of one of these boxes by taking 9 times 9, let me put these in parentheses, by 0.5. So when I multiply 9 by 9, I get 81, cut that in half, and the volume of one box is 40.5 feet cubed. Well, they sell the soil in cubic yards, right? So did you take 40.5 feet cubed and say, I got 3 feet, so I need 3 feet is a yard, 3 feet is a yard, 3 feet is a yard. So the feet cancel out, and I take 40.5 divided by 27. We need 1.5 cubic yards. Now that is not your answer. Why is that not your answer? Because we've got 3 boxes. So we need 1.5 cubic yards for one box. So let's take this, multiply it by 3. We need a total of 4.5 cubic yards of soil for number 5. All right, let's look at number 6. A small city produces 500,000 cubic feet of garbage per week. If all this garbage were stacked neatly in a nice vertical pile on the 100-yard by 60-yard football field, how high would the pile be in feet? Okay, well, first of all, we know that the football field is, right, this is the football field, and it's 100 by 60, and that's in yards. So if we're going to put junk in this, we need to make our junk or our garbage into yards. So let's start with that conversion. We've got 500,000 cubic feet cubed. So just like we did with number 5, 3 feet is a yard. There's 3 of them, so 3 feet's a yard. That's only 2. I need 1 more. 3 feet's a yard. That makes my feet cancel out. And when I take 500,000 divided by 27, I get approximately 18,518.52 cubic yards. So that's cubic yards of garbage. Now, this is the volume, right? So when we think about volume, we have length times width times height equals volume. Well, I have the length and the width of the football field, right? 100 times 60. And I have the volume, which is 18,518.52. Okay, well, how do I solve for the unknown? That's a 1, by the way. So I have 100 times 60 times h. Well, the opposite of multiplication is division. So I divide by 100 times 60. And it might be better to put these together, right? So you could say you had 6,000 h equals the 18,518.52. Divide both sides by 6,000, same concept. Okay, so when I do that division, I end up with a height of 3.09 yards. That's pretty high. But the question says, how high would a pile be in feet? So we say, okay, we have yards. 1 yard is 3 feet. So when I multiply by 3, I end up with a height of approximately 9.27 feet. So that is a very long video for that portion of this